Hey guys, DBZ here, and today is going to be an unusual sort of what if. And this is, what if Gine survived the movies? So going through the Dragon Ball movie specials. Now, I haven't seen all the movie specials yet, so for now I'll be going through all the ones I do know, and, well, we'll see how long it takes me to get through at least a few of them. Because if it's too long, there'll be more parts to this, obviously. So, without further ado, and with, the original Bardock TV special and the Dragon Ball Minus being covered, we won't be going into those. So, we're going to start off with, Dragon Ball Z, the movie The Deadzone, and the events that happen with that. So, the story begins much like it does in the original, with, Piccolo training in the wasteland and is suddenly attacked by 3 unknown assailants who turn out to be the Spice Boys under the command of Garlic Jr. and Piccolo is supposedly taken out. And then we move on to Mount Palzu. Gohan's finishing up some studying and he's just about to turn in for the day, sit down for some dinner with Chi-Chi and his grandmother Gine, when the Ox King shows up, Gohan's grandpa, and well, they are suddenly ambushed by the Spice Boys themselves, and Gohan and the Ox King are knocked out just like they are in the original, with Gine basically doing her best to protect her grandson from the trio, ends up in a full-on fight against the 3, and Goku, sensing what's going on, he's running back home with a giant fish in hold, just like in the original. But ultimately, all 3 Spice Boys were able to overpower Gine as well, and she's essentially laid out as well, and Gohan is taken just like he is in the original, with essentially Goku showing up, and when Gine's able to come to, Gine and Goku head over to Kame House, and luckily for them, Bulma happened to be there too, and well, they are borrowing the Dragon Raider to go after these villains, and well, in the meantime though, Garlic Jr. and the Spice Boys have are out, well, two of the Spice Boys are out getting the rest of the Dragon Balls, while Nikki is forced to babysit Gohan, and, well, Gohan, the way he's avoiding Nikki from catching him while Gohan's hallucinating, taking, as it turns out, eating a apple that causes hallucinations, it becomes clear that Gohan has potential as a fighter as well, and Garlic Jr. was thinking of making the kid his apprentice, sensing his mysterious power within. And, well, as it turns out, the Spice Boys do return with the remaining Dragon Balls, and the Eternal Dragon is summoned, and just like in the original, Garlic Jr. becomes immortal, and, well, this is where Goku and Gine show up, along with Kami, which of course turns out Piccolo isn't dead. And, well, as Kami seems to have everyone distracted in conversation, "You are a fool, Garlic Jr. I can't believe your father would seek revenge through his only son. Well, I should have let my son have the throne, I wouldn't have to kill you, blah blah blah." Goku and Gine take advantage of the distracting conversation and proceed into the lair to find Gohan, only to be quickly cut off by the Spice Boys, and a fight between all 3 of them are battling our 2 Saiyan heroes, and Kakarot. I keep saying Goku, I mean Kakarot. His name's Kakarot in this timeline. Kakarot and his mother Gine are taking on the trio with not too much difficulty, but once they pump up their muscles a bit and become faster, this does essentially pose a little bit of a problem for Goku and Gine. And, But not to count the Saiyan duo out yet, they just simply power up a bit more, use a bit more of their power, and they're on pretty much equal terms with the Spice Boys. However, the Spice Boys begin battling more as a team, and fire a combined ki blast at the two Saiyans, which seems like it's about to take them out, but that is of course when Krillin and Piccolo come into the story, and the Spice Boys do end up getting separated. We've got Gine battling it out with Nikki while Kakarot is taking on Gingerbread, and Piccolo takes out Sancho one-on-one like he does in the original, and this pretty much leaves with Kakarot pretty much firing a Kamehameha, taking out Gingerbread, and, well, this leads us towards the final fight. Meanwhile, Kame is not having a really good time about it, and well, essentially, luckily for him, Piccolo, Gine, and Goku show up. Garlic Jr. then powers up into his full form, and we get the fight between Kakarot and Gine. Oh, I did it again. Kakarot and Gine and Piccolo battling with the monster, and well, as it turns out, Garlic Jr. cannot keep up battling with the trio, and he's just constantly being beat down, but unfortunately because of his immortality, his wounds are being healed as he's taken the punishment basically. And with Garlic Jr. basically had enough of this fiasco, he's basically opening up the Deadzone, which essentially leads to Gine, Piccolo, Goku, Kami, and Krillin struggling to, not being sucked in. And, well, Goku Jr. thinks he's won. But, just like in the original, Gohan surprises everyone with his latent potential, being able to stand there and withstand the Deadzone like it's nothing. And essentially, thanks to his rage, he knocks Garlic Jr. into the Deadzone, much like in the original, and inadvertently saves the world. And basically, it wraps up the tale, and Gine and Kakarot considered telling Gohan that was actually him who saved the world, but that would be a story for another time. And that basically gets us into the events that would be about a good year after the timeline. A year later, the World's Strongest. So when we head into the World's Strongest, which is set just after Nappa and Vegeta's arrival on Earth, it starts off the same way with Gohan and Oolong looking for Dragon Balls, and essentially all the Dragon Balls have already been found by this weird scientist-looking dude whose name escapes me, and he's using the Dragon Balls to revive his old master, Dr. Wheelo, and as well as restore the lab. And, well, this is where, just like in the original, Piccolo is captured, and the events of the movie pretty much begin, and well, Chi-Chi and Gine are very disappointed in Gohan running off like that and putting himself in danger, but Gohan just cannot get out of his head the danger they put Piccolo in. And, well, in the meantime, Wheelo has continued his research, and as far as his knowledge is concerned, Master Roshi is the strongest on the planet, so Dr. Wheelo's associate, the very one who wished him back, captures Bulma and Roshi and brings him along to be tested. And as good as Roshi is and as well he was doing at the time, he was soon defeated by Dr. Wheelo's experimented mutant creature guys. At least I think they were mutants. They were biological warriors of some kind. And so this basically leads to pretty much Goku having to step in. Meanwhile, Gohan has already run off to try and rescue Piccolo. And well, the difference is that Gine decides to follow her grandson, and well, this eventually leads to everyone turning up at the Forgotten Frozen Laboratory, and we get Krillin as well. And basically, you got Goku and Krillin fighting through the machines and taking on some of the Bio Warriors, and basically whoever Krillin and Goku weren't fighting pretty much were left to pretty much Gine and Gohan to mop up. And with the addition of Gine, who's basically as strong as basically Gohan and Piccolo in this timeline, it didn't mean a lot less effort for Goku dealing with the other Bio Warriors until they become face to face with Dr. Wheelo himself, and of course the mind-controlled Piccolo, and Gohan and Gine are forced to battle with Piccolo and get him under control, which they successfully do, like in the original, and it essentially becomes the final battle between him and Dr. Wheelo, who essentially terminates his own associate, because he doesn't really need him anymore. And well, with Goku being non-compliant and not willing to give up his body to Dr. Wheelo, it's an all-out battle between the mechanized Dr. Wheelo and everyone else. And well, it essentially ends the same way, with them having to give their energy to Goku to form the Spirit Bomb, and essentially the Spirit Bomb wipes out Dr. Wheelo, and the Earth is saved once again. Just, I suppose it was just a little bit easier with Gine helping out as well. And then, not too long after that, we get the whole fight, which we've got an unknown spaceship full of unknown enemies who are basically looking to plant the Tree of Might. And well, our movie begins the same way as the original. Gohan gets a pet dragon of Icarus after the Dragon Team have successfully saved the forest from burning down. Chi-Chi is not pleased with Gohan having a pet dragon, but yeah, it seems that Gine and Kakarot are on the boys' side, and well, one day while Gohan is sneaking off with Icarus to go play, well, Goku is getting warnings from King Kai that there is an alien threat on his planet that seek to plant the Tree of Might, which will basically destroy all life on Earth, while the beings who planted the tree will get stronger from it and will continue to do it. The Tree of Might, of course, being a tree that bears fruit that was meant for deities and the eternal dragon. And well, with the Goku and the others basically flying to the Tree of Might's location, essentially to destroy it, and of course we got Gine there as well. This is where the Dragon Team have to deal with the henchmen of Turles, and they are pretty much going all out, battling with them, and they are pretty much challenging enough. But the good thing is with Gine around at least, the bad guys are having a tougher time with overwhelming the remaining dragon team, and well, meanwhile, Gohan is stopped by a seemingly familiar figure. At first, he thinks this figure is his father, but no, it is the Saiyan Turles. And, well, he essentially attacks the boy, and, well, then Piccolo has to rescue him, much like in the original. And, well, needless to say, a very brief fight between Piccolo and Turles later. Yeah, Turles is seemingly the victor here, and Goku, defeating the henchman he was battling with, eventually finds his way to Turles, and well, you got Gine with, I keep saying Goku, it's Kakarot and Gine are pretty much prepared to go one-on-one with Gohan, except Turles has a little trick. He decides to put a certain pressure point on Gohan, which forces the boy to grow back his tail and throws an energy ball up in the air and makes Gohan look at it, which forces Gine and Kakarot to deal with Gine to deal with her rampaging grandson, or Kakarot's son in this case. And, well, Gine's basically telling Kakarot she will get hold of Gohan somehow, and that Kakarot should focus on defeating Turles. Well, she's surprised to find a Saiyan that looks like her son and Bardock. Well, yeah, but it's not uncommon for lower class Saiyans to look alike. And so we get the battle between Kakarot and Turles, and since it's happening a little bit earlier, it means we get a bit more of an even battle between the two. And meanwhile, Kakarot, the rampaging Gohan does gain control of himself when he spots Icarus, and basically they're able to remove Gohan's tail. And well, as Kakarot and Turles' battle rages on, eventually the fruit is ripened, and the battle does go into Turles' favor because of the sudden increase of power, and pretty much it's beginning to look like the end of the earth. Turles does attempt to finish off Kakarot with a fatal blow. Gine is able to get herself in front of it and essentially takes the worst of it. Well, don't worry, she's not dead, but she's definitely out of the fight. And well, this is where Goku pretty much has no choice but to rely on the Spirit Bomb, and essentially, supposedly, at least my interpretation of this scene, seems to take power from the Tree of Might itself, and essentially he's able to throw it and essentially eliminate the Tree of Might, as well as destroy Turles in the process, therefore preventing the tree from sucking any more life out of the planet Earth. And once again, planet Earth is saved by the Dragon Team. And with that, our heroes are able to return home. And well, as for Yamcha, he's still needing to think of how he's going to explain the destruction of his car to the insurance companies. It's like, Yamcha got a car, because of this being not canon, he wasn't allowed to keep it. Well, that is actually our time up, and this is where we're going to be leaving the movies discussion for now. So, what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this particular part? I think it'll be interesting getting into Lord Slug and Cooler's Revenge and the stories that continue on from that. And well, essentially, this is where I'm going to be leaving things for right now. And yeah, there'll definitely be another part of this story with more Gine action. And I'm pretty sure as we head further into this story and timeline, we're actually about to get the reappearance of Bardock and Raditz, because we would now be approaching that side of the story. All right. So hopefully next part we'll have some more differences and more fun we can have with the movies. All right. Catch you later. See you.